All right, so get this. We're diving deep into the world of Chinese college students and, like their buying habits. Imagine millions of digital natives ready to spend. It's a huge market.
Yeah, it really is. It's a demographic that often gets overlooked, but understanding how they behave, their buying behavior, can unlock a lot of insights, not just for businesses in China, but anyone interested in the future of what people are buying globally.
Exactly. And for this deep dive, we've got this white paper from 2024 from China Media University and a company called NLY. It's really interesting. It's like a roadmap through what these students are buying, where they shop, and why.
It's really fascinating. One of the things that stood out to me was the duality of this generation. They're masters of online shopping. 76.5% shop online at least once a week. But they also still shop in person.
Yeah, I saw that too. Over 70% are still shopping at those campus shops every week.
Right. They found this balance between digital and physical shopping.
It's like they're picking the best of both worlds.
And a lot of it comes down to, I think, a desire for immediate gratification. They love the convenience and variety of online shopping, but they also want that tangible experience of seeing and touching what they're buying.
So it's not just click and buy 24/7.
No, not at all.
They're really using both online and offline. It seems like a key insight
Yeah,
for anyone trying to, market to this generation.
for sure. And speaking of online, it's not surprising that Taobao and Tmall are at the top. They're used by almost 90% of these students.
Right. It's like the Amazon of China. They have like almost everything. What about those students on a budget, though? Where do they go when they need to save some yuan?
Pinduoduo.
Ah, okay.
It's known for low prices and group buying deals, so it makes sense that it's popular when students need to watch their spending.
So brands targeting those students, they really need to think about, different approaches depending on where these students are shopping. What works on Taobao might need a different approach on Pinduoduo, especially when it comes to price and how they're marketing things.
Exactly. And then we have Douyin.
The Chinese version of TikTok.
Yeah, and it's really interesting how they've woven e-commerce right into all that entertainment.
So they're watching videos and buying things all at the same time.
Pretty much. And another thing with Douyin is user reviews. They really matter to these students.
It makes sense. Students trust what other students are saying. Douyin seems like a strong platform for driving sales if you can get those good reviews.
Yeah, it's not just about ads, it's about building trust through those real experiences.
And then there's JD.com. I know that's a big one too.
Yeah, JD.com is where they go for electronics and those bigger purchases. They're known for quality and fast delivery, which students care about when spending more money.
It's interesting, we've talked about where they shop, but I think their dedication to research before buying is really interesting. Over half of them are looking at reviews and comparing prices before they commit to buying something.
They're super savvy consumers. And for the deep dive on products, Xiaohongshu, also known as Little Red Book, is where they go.
That's like a treasured trove of in-depth reviews, right? It's all user-generated, authentic content. I think someone described it as a mix of Pinterest and Instagram, but focused on finding and reviewing products.
Exactly. They want to see those real experiences, the unfiltered opinions. They trust that a lot more than traditional advertising.
And Douyin is in that research game too.
Oh, yeah, they've got those quick reviews and comparisons right there while you're scrolling. It really highlights how much they care about what their peers think.
So they're getting information from multiple sources. They really want to be informed. And, I was just thinking, it seems like female students are more active on Xiaohongshu.
Yeah, I noticed that too. The report highlights how engaged female students are on that platform. They're looking at the detailed reviews, building trust with the specific brands. It's fascinating. Another thing that's really interesting is live stream shopping. Over 60% of these students are tuning into live streams. They're a big deal in China's e-commerce landscape.
Wow. It's like QVC, but way more intense. They've got entertainment, and you can interact live. Plus, those limited time offers.
It's no wonder students are hooked on them. Douyin is the biggest player here, but Taobao and Xiaohongshu do live stream shopping too.
So what are they buying in these live streams? Is it like everyday things, or are they going for big purchases?
Honestly, it's kind of a mix of everything. Necessities, snacks, clothes, makeup. It's kind of all over the place.
I bet it's easy to get caught up in those add to cart moments, especially with the charismatic hosts and all the influencers promoting products.
Yeah, and you're right. Female students are more likely to be into live stream shopping. The interactive experience and being able to connect with the hosts and other shoppers is a big draw for them.
So we've talked about how digitally savvy these students are, but then there's also Wanghong products.
Right.
If anyone doesn't know, Wanghong basically means internet famous.
Yeah, it's like those products that just go viral on social media, everyone has to have them.
So they're not just shopping online, they're shopping trends. These students are on top of what's hot. They're always looking for new things to try.
And the numbers back that up. Over 31% have already bought a Wang Hong product.
What are they buying? Any particular categories that stand out?
Snacks are definitely at the top. Then there's cosmetics and skincare. They want to try new things, be part of the conversation online, and show off what they found to their friends.
And of course, we can't forget about KOLs, the key opinion leaders. They really push those trends.
Oh, yeah, they have a big impact, especially for things like health supplements where trust is so important. What a KOL says can really make or break a product with these students.
It's almost like having a friend recommend something, but that friend has like a huge online following. But even with this Wang Hong craze, not every student is following the hype.
Yeah, that's true. Some of them are more skeptical of, those kinds of marketing tactics. They stick to products they know and trust.
They're not just blindly following trends. They're thinking for themselves and making choices that, work for them. So let's get into specifics. What are some of those must-have snacks, the go-to drinks, and the skincare they're splurging on?
With snacks, it's all about what's new and interesting. Brand loyalty isn't as important as trying something new, especially if it's buzzing online.
I bet social media plays a huge role in that, like dorm rooms filled with students sharing the latest viral snacks, comparing what they've tried. It fuels that desire for new things.
Definitely. What their friends are into has a big impact on their snack choices. It's a shared experience, a way to connect, with all these trends online.
Speaking of sharing, let's talk drinks. I'm going to guess bubble tea is a big one.
Of course, bubble tea is like a staple for Chinese college students. It's a social thing, something they grab during study breaks, perfect for a hot day.
Are they sticking to the classic flavors, or are they, going for those new combinations?
While the classics like milk tea and taro will always be popular, they're open to trying new things.
It's like a mix of nostalgia and like a need to try something new.
Exactly. And then there's skincare and cosmetics. Here, quality and ingredients are really important. They're investing in products that'll make them feel good and look good.
And international brands are still popular, but are those local brands gaining ground?
They are. Brands like L'Oreal and Estee Lauder still have that appeal, but domestic brands like Proya are catching up. They're focused on innovation, quality, and they really understand Chinese skin.
That shift is exciting, seeing local brands that really get what their customers need. And we can't forget about late-night cravings. What are these students eating after dark?
Well, over half of these students are night owls, up late studying, hanging out with friends, living that student life.
And they need fuel for those late nights.
They're going for instant noodles, fried chicken, barbecue. It's all about those comfort foods.
It's such a classic student experience. Those late nights, studying with a bowl of instant noodles, grabbing barbecue with friends. It's about like connection, fueling up, and making memories.
It's about more than just food. It's about the social part of student life.
So we've talked about what they're buying, their favorite brands, those trends. But let's talk money. How are these students paying for everything?
A lot of it comes down to their parents. The data shows that 94% rely on their parents for financial help.
So parents are, like, the foundation of their finances. But that doesn't mean these students aren't smart with money.
No, not at all. They're making good choices, they know what to prioritize, and they're learning about money management. Food is their biggest expense, which makes sense with their busy schedules.
Yeah, with all those meals, snacks, late-night food runs, it adds up. But they're also spending on clothes, taking care of themselves, and making time for fun.
They're finding that balance between needs and wants.
What about those bigger purchases, though? Like electronics or a trip during the summer? Are they relying on their parents for that?
Parents often contribute, but these students are also saving up for those bigger purchases and experiences.
So it's a mix of support from their parents and learning to plan for the future. It sounds like they're getting a good head start on managing their finances.
Yeah, it's really cool to see how they're managing their money. They're thinking about the future.
Definitely, they're not just spending without thinking. They've got plans, priorities. This generation really understands the value of money.
So we've learned so much about these Chinese college students, what they buy, how they shop, their favorite brands, how they research, how they handle their finances.
We've seen how they blend, that online and offline world, using technology but still enjoying those in-person experiences.
But this deep dive, It's not just about numbers and trends.
No, it's about understanding a generation that's changing how people buy things in China.
Mhm.
They're having an impact on markets all over the world.
And that's valuable information for businesses, marketers, anyone who wants to understand where things are going in the world of buying and selling.
Yeah, for sure. So what does all this mean for you? How can you use these insights, in your work or just in your life?
Well, if you're a business and you want to reach these students, you have to really get them. They're not all the same. They have different needs, different things they like, different people they listen to.
They want authenticity, they want value for their money, and they want to connect with brands in a real way.
Exactly. Those old marketing tactics, they don't work as well anymore. These students are looking for something different, experiences tailored to them, engaging content, and brands that share their values.
So you have to adapt your approach.
Yeah.
Really think about who you're talking to. What other questions does this deep dive make you think about, when it comes to Chinese consumers and what they'll be buying in the future?
One thing that comes to mind is social media and all that technology. How will these platforms change how they shop, and interact with brands in the coming years?
And how will their finances change when they graduate, start working, and have more financial responsibilities?
It's going to be fascinating to see how it all plays out. This deep dive has been amazing, but it's really just the start.
There's always more to learn, new trends popping up all the time, more to understand as this generation, continues to change and make its mark on the world.
So keep asking questions, stay curious.
Exactly, because understanding them, it's not just about market insights, it's about understanding a generation that's shaping the future.
And that's something worth paying attention to.
Absolutely.